Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it put together live, send me a message today. Alright, so we're back here tonight and we've got a couple more PCs to diagnose and repair. So the first one we've got here, this is one of my PCs, so it's come back from the customer. Oh, his glass panel's on upside down. I don't know if you can see that from there. See how there's a gap there?
Yeah.
And on the bottom, it's down there. Anyway, he's brought this one back, and basically from what he's describing to me, it seems like he's got a dead SSD, or at least a corrupted like partition on there, because basically he's been getting a combination of between it booting to like a blue screen where it says, you know, Windows could not load correctly, etc. And then other times he turns it on, it just boots straight into BIOS. So all eyes are on the SSD there. So what have we got? We got a Silicon Power 512 gigabyte SSD. So look, let's turn it on and let's see what actually happens. Power on. Okay, so gigabyte. So we're waiting. Waiting. Like it's trying to sort of communicate with things. Waiting. Now it's trying to do something. I don't have LED indications or anything like that. But I mean, it did actually post. Now it's from there. Something is amiss. So let's power off. See there, that's the difference. If it's powered off and not outputting a signal, it comes up with no signal there through the capture card. So you can clearly see that it was on and the graphics card was outputting some sort of signal, but we weren't seeing anything on the screen. So okay. All right. So here's the SSD. So the theory is if we unhook this one and if I was to go down here to my test bench, and I go grab my SSD, and if I plug that one in, theoretically, it should just turn on and boot up and behave pretty much completely normally.
That was quick.
So that posted, and what's going to happen here now? We're just booting into Windows. Yep, so here it is installing drivers for the new system that's in. That it's in, I should say.
There we go.
Bang. Yep. So that's pretty good evidence of that. Oh, I hate this security crap, eh? No, not doing that right now. So this sort of stuff's why I prefer Windows 10 sometimes. Okay, so as for this SSD, we're gonna want to actually test it to see what the status is with it. It might be a case of we can just sort of reinstall Windows and recreate those partitions on it. So that could be all that we need to do to get this one firing again. All right. So we'll move back over to the test bench. I'll plug that one in. Alright, so we'll use this M2 enclosure. Alright, let it reload everything for this rig. Alrighty. Just give it a second. It doesn't have the most powerful CPU in it or anything. Alrighty.
Are you even doing anything?
Yep, that's not looking good. Oh, there it goes. But where's Crystal Disk? I opened Crystal Disk, there it is. And Crystal Disk is only talking to the one drive. Ooh. That's not a good sign. Okay, alright. Well, we might be... So we're seeing it there, but it's not showing up in Crystal Disk info. Okay, so if I unplug it and plug it back in, how do we go then? Now we're not getting anything from it. Sorry, I'm just touching it. I'm just feeling how warm it is because there is a bit of juice running through it right now, even though it's not doing anything. So I can feel that the NAND flash chips on it. That's like where the stuff's stored. I can feel them all getting hot underneath that heat spreading sticker that's on the top of it. So that kind of tells me that there's something physically wrong with the drive. Okay, so look, let's do one other thing. Let's plug her into the board. We'll shut her down. And then we'll see if we can get a more accurate reading from Crystal Disk Info. I mean, it should detect the USB NVMe enclosure and just talk to the drive like normal. But sometimes weird things can happen. Getting a similar sort of behavior with it plugged in as what we saw on the original PC. So it's it's not being properly identified to the system, and that's what's causing this sort of delay stall thing that you're seeing right here. And so if I unplug that, turn it back on, we shouldn't have any problems. We should just theoretically boot straight back up into Windows without this plugged in. As you can see, yeah, no problems at all. No, I'm not getting anything from it. I mean, you saw it just showed up there for a little bit, and then it was acting like it's all encrypted and stuff. Needed to use the security tab. I mean, the customer hasn't even signed in with a Microsoft account. I pretty much guarantee that wasn't actually something set up by the customer that we need to go and access. Yeah, she's toast, as they say in Australia. Yep, she's toast. Chance of getting much stuff off there is pretty small. So that's a bit of a bugger.
Still cooking, Fluffy.
So I mean, it's a case of if it is like this, how badly do you want the stuff that's on there? Because at this stage, if I can't get it to display and give me access to the files, then we're pretty much screwed. Because yeah, I don't have the technology to be able to read NAND flash chips and stuff other than through the SSD. You need specialist equipment for that. So you have to go to an actual data recovery specialist. So, bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah. And so we get a blue light coming up on my enclosure there. So that's telling me that the enclosure is getting power, but we're not getting anything other than heat generating on the SSD. So yeah, as we say around here, cunt's fucked. Alright. Well, I mean, that's not ideal, is it? Not fucking ideal at all. But, like I said, not really too much that we can do about it. Sometimes SSDs die, and that's the end of it. You can't do anything about it. Like, sometimes we can have good luck and we can recover all the data off an old drive and stuff, like we did a bit of data recovery last night from an old SSD. But sometimes the failure is a bit more fundamental, and unfortunately that means we're up for a new SSD and a new install of Windows. And so, yes, definitely the drive will be under warranty, but they'll probably opt to repair. And because it's not a very expensive drive, the best solution will be just to buy a new drive, and we'll reinstall Windows, and yeah, happy days after that. So, because yeah, the warranty can take a little while to come back. You don't want to be without your computer, considering it's a 500 gigabyte SSD. So, you know, we're talking like $70 or something like that, you know, for the new SSD. And then when the warranty one comes back, you've got an extra SSD. Then you can have extra storage. If not, you can sell your extra 500 gigabyte SSD. Someone will buy it. Okay. Alright, so we've got a solution for this one. Make sure I definitely put the glass on the right way there. So basically we'll get another drive for that. And then the next one here, this is a bit of a trip down memory lane. This is an older system, and basically what the customers told me is that it turns on and it runs for a little bit, then it turns on, it won't turn itself back on again for a little while, but then it will turn itself back on again and then does the same thing. So if you're a betting man, you'll be thinking cooler if it's an AIO or a power supply issue for those symptoms. And in this case, it does have an AIO cooler, which could be, you know, up to 8 years old. So at that stage, that pump has well and truly done its job. It's ready to retire at that stage. Okay, have a look at this thing.
I like this one. I really like that old school looking case. It's fucking cool. The red really pops.
Oh, bloody hell, look at this. Is that an AM3 socket? It is too.
Oh wow. Look at that old school cooler.
Mm-hmm.
It's trippy.
Okay. So what do you think? System this age, those symptoms?
Turn it back. Leave it there for a sec. Leave it.
So I got an AM3 socket, which is DDR3. And so this system is, you know, pushing 10 years old at this stage. We've got an AIO cooler. Customer says that the power supply, the fan in the power supply seems to be running. So, personally, based on what he's told me, my eyes are on this cooler. It's definitely an old school cooler. The customer doesn't really need too much more than what he's got here. He does have an SSD. Oh wow, this board's got an IDE port. I could plug in my sorry. That's hilarious. Oh man, that's for the old ribbon cables, man. Anyway, let's turn her on and let's see what happens. Oh, I don't think I've got the customer's PIN code.
Right where your fingers are.
Oh, there it is.
I can hear that. Is that the pump?
That's the pump.
Oh, look what it's doing. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear the pump, but I don't think I can feel the fluid.
Or it says old school.
Yes, it certainly is.
Sounds like a fish tank pump.
All right, so look, I mean, it's working now, but that's exactly what the customer said.
What are you doing? Stop licking the carpet, stupid dog. What are you eating? Oh, yuck.
Okay, so look, I don't have the customer's phone number. I've got its email. It's talking to him by email.
Oh, God.
So what we'll do,
Put a little cooler on it and see what it does.
well, that's a lot of work. So let's start with something else. Oh, what happened there? Jesus, this is how old we are.
Oh, it just turned.
Just turn itself off. Oh, yes.
Did you just burn yourself?
I just burnt myself on the underneath the cooler block. So yeah, that's definitely a dead cooler. Bloody hell. AM3. That's definitely an older model. Do I have an AM3? Just a second. No, I don't have a cooler that's compatible with AM3 socket. I don't think I can fit an AM4 cooler on it. So let's just, oh, that wasn't screwed in. Alright, so this won't be a very costly repair, this one. All we need to do is put a new cooler on it. This is an older system, so the customer doesn't want to spend a great deal of money on it. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with the fan. Chicken.
Oh, that was the cat going to the toilet.
Really?
I almost feel like he's just peed something in the shit.
You gotta have a look at this CPU cooler a little bit closer. Bloody hell. Alrighty. So here she is. Build quality really, really good on this cooler. It might be old, but this is a really good quality unit. I can see right here. It's lasted a lot longer than its warranty, no doubt. Okay, so just so you can hear what this thing sounds like. I'm going to use this extension cable here. It's actually a splitter, but that's okay. I won't tell if you won't. Okay.
Yes, fine.
No, hang on. I've done something stupid. It doesn't get power from this. It gets power from the SATA. That's an RPM sensor. Duh. All his SATA cables are all tied up, so let's move back to mine. And so yes, it can go that way as well. I think I need to go to bed. Can you hear that rattling around? Yeah. Hear that? That is the sound of a pump that has reached the end of its life. So, thank you very much, Antec. There's just a serial number. I don't even know what model number this is. The Antec 120mm all-in-one liquid cooler with RPM sensor. I salute you. You have served us well.
Where are we gonna get another one from?
Oh, we're not going to get another one like that. We're just going to slap it on a pretty basic cooler. I would have just chucked a stock cooler on it, but I don't have an AM3 stock cooler because it's technology from freaking 10 years ago. So yeah, that's another one on the list for tomorrow. So yeah, happy days. So I need a new power supply for one rig. I need a new SSD for another rig, and I need a new cooler for another rig. So I've got 3 things on my shopping list for tomorrow. And then yeah, we'll have to finish them up tomorrow night. So yeah, happy days. So Dead Cooler and Dead SSD were the culprits tonight. And yeah, happy days. So look, I'm gonna go and relax because apparently I'm getting tired. So alrighty, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.